Alrighty. Good morning, beautiful people. How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear, if you can see my screen. Just drop a one, something, so I know everything is good and everything is up and running, so I can start this session. Yes, a one. Okay, amazing. Opinion on this trade is this one who's already looking for an entry. 80 JPY, looking pretty good. Let's see what the charts are saying here. If we have any price action to look at. First of all, I wouldn't be surprised if this wick. I wouldn't be surprised if this wick will be taken out here. That's the first thing. But at this point, there's only the 15 minute looking bullish. So at this point, I wouldn't be reacting, definitely not. So I would be focusing on, of course, you already have a 15-minute engulfing, but I want to see one of these two time frames, 1 hour or 30-minute, also giving us some candlestick patterns that we can work with. And what I love to do lately is wait on 5-minute time frame structure. Okay, so maybe the market is now creating this high. Let's see if the market can take out this wick, like I said. Then we will see, or we want to see a breakout of that structure to then have the upside opportunity. All right, that's a little bit what you also can look at, or what kind of possibility you have here. But good. I did delete everything, right? Yeah. So let me first make sure I review all the charts we had last week. So yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on. All right. So good. Let's talk about what happened last week. If you don't know how I trade, what the strategy is, if this is the very first time you're on my session, don't worry about it. If it's a little bit like, whoa, what's this guy talking about? It will come. Just be on as many sessions you can. Just go to my YouTube channel. You will see every single week on Wednesday I do my sessions. Sometimes I do a little bit more explanation. Sometimes I just go over a review. All right. Today will be a day that I just go over and review because I have a lot of pairs to go through. And of course, I want to make some price drops also for this new day. Okay, so very first one was 80 JPY. Like you can see, for me personally, I stayed out of this. This was not really the price action or the way to go, in my opinion, because okay, we got a breakout. Okay, we got a retest. And definitely we got some price action. But yeah, I'd rather have like these kind of breakout retests that we are seeing right now, then that the market is like consolidating above our resistance zone and then takes off. Okay, in my opinion, it's too big of a risk to put myself in that position. Right. Sometimes, or I had this so many times, that you start reacting in the middle of a consolidation and you're like 2-3 days break even, loss, profit, break even, loss, profit, and that's not really the kind of trades I personally want to hold on to. All right. So good. That was for 80 JPY. Let's move on to 80 Canadian. I'm gonna check your chart in a minute. Let me just cover the prices from last week first. So what have we seen? Of course, we had the price up here. The very first thing the market did was breaking out to the downside. Of course, if you zoom out, that's the very first thing I'm doing is like, what kind of trend are we in right now? And yeah, it's definitely obvious that 80 Canadian is like consolidating for a long time already. So we didn't really have a major direction. This is the very first thing that could tell you like, the trade is not really in the best place at this point, or the chart. So we don't expect a lot from it also. What do we see here? We have the breakout and retest to the downside. We had engulfing candles, 50-minute time frame and 30-minute time frame also is engulfing. I'm looking at this, by the way, the breakout and the retest. If I'm not mistaken, even the 5-minute time frame gave you that structure break like I just showed you on 80 JPY. So we had the last spike to the upside. This was the low that created this high. The market breaks through that, comes back for the retest. It takes a long time till it came back. And then the market gives you like a trouble of only 11 pips. So the direction was not was wrong, and the market just moved the other direction. Okay, but that's the beauty about price trap. We can keep watching that structure. We can wait for a new breakout to the upside and maybe have a retest to then move higher. Okay, and that's what we have seen yesterday. The market came all the way back to this demand zone here. Because let me just say you something, if the market makes a fake out like we have seen, you can simply adjust that new zone to that new support here, because that's the new low, what we are focused on. And then we got that deep retest. Here, we never had any price action to really react on. Okay, you could say 1 hour engulfing, 30-minute engulfing, 15-minute engulfing. Yeah, correct, 100%. If you're only reacting on that, you would probably found yourself an entry right over here. But I'm also looking at that 5-minute time frame, which has to show me some break of structure, and this just didn't happen. Okay, we did have seen some price action to the downside on the downside here with engulfing candles on the 1 hour, 30-minute time frame, morning stars, engulfing candle on the 50-minute time frame. So yeah, there was some price action we could focus on and react on. For me personally, it would be this one, break of high, retest, and then around this area, finding myself some opportunity to enter. But I think, let me check, this is 14, yeah, I would probably go for a 15 pip stop. I would be wicked out before the market moved higher again. Okay, so yeah, happens. This is trading, you know. You will have days that the market just wicks you out and go in the direction you wanted to see. But this is just how it is. Don't be too mad about it because we have so many other opportunities you can react on. The next one is ADCHF. Market broke out, came back for the retest. We see some good rejection there. 30-minute time frame was also beautifully rejecting and showing us some price action together with the 15-minute engulfing candle. If you then go to a lower time frame again, like I said, if you focus on that last point of structure, you have seen the breakout and the retest. So from that point on, if we take a look, this was around the retest area. You could go for a 10 pip stop, something like that. Market went for 20 pips in profit and then hit the break-even point. Okay, that's also a possibility. That's why we always use these break-even points to secure ourselves and not have unnecessary risk still running. For AUD/USD, we broke to the downside, never create price action to the upside, or never create price action to find ourselves some sell opportunities. I think this is obvious that the market was just so bullish and we couldn't find ourselves an opportunity there. Market kept climbing up, but never really came back to give us that proper retest. Yes, right now, and yes, the market is moving up, but this is not really the kind of price drops I'm looking for to react on. Good. Canadian JPY, let's move on. Same thing like AD JPY. We were consolidating just on that resistance zone. We had difficulties with that supply zone, and then we went a little higher to create some price action. But in my opinion, this is not really what I was looking for. Same thing like AD JPY. Still, we got some good candles here. We got engulfing on the 1 hour. The 30-minute time frame was giving us a morning star. 50-minute time frame was giving us an engulfing candle, and the 5-minute time frame was giving that breakout of structure and retest. So was there entry possibility? Definitely. Was this a perfect setup? Not really. All right. So that's for Canadian JPY. I'm going a little fast here, I know. But that's basically because I have a lot to cover and I want to make some price drops also for this day. Good. Then we had Euro CHF. I told you guys, I was looking at this and I was like, this looks like taking off without us. And that's also what happened, but still we got the big retest here. Market gave us some price action. I'm pretty sure people would be looking at this one. 30-minute time frame was engulfing, 50-minute time frame was showing us some good candlestick patterns. And if you then go to the 5-minute time frame and find yourself some break of structures, this definitely also happened. Okay, so last high that created this or last low that created this high, to be honest, I would be focused on this one here. That's why I would be looking at this breakout retest here. If you weren't sure about that, you could wait for the next breakout retest. This was a massive one. It took a long time, but still gave you an opportunity of around, let's just say, 5 pip stop loss, and the market went for 18 pips in profit. So still was this a 1-on-3 move. If you did what I just said, like this low that created this high with the breakout retest here, you would only have like a 5 pip stop with a potential of almost 25 pips profit, which is a 1-on-5 risk to reward. Then you could say like, yeah, as long as the market keeps respecting structure, I can find entries, right? 100% sure about that. But look at this. This is already a long time ago. We are more focused on what's happening here. We have a new low, we have a new high, we have a higher low, and then the market creates a higher high to again create a higher low. So I wouldn't be focused on this zone anymore. I would be focused on what the market is creating at this specific moment. Good. Let's move on. Next one is Euro NZD. Market broke out, came back to the retest. This is messed up what happened here. I would be more focused on that higher retest that we have seen there with a beautiful rejection on the 1 hour engulfing candle, the 30-minute, 50-minute time frame didn't really show us the price action. But if you go to the 5-minute time frame again, nah, even the 5-minute, no. I will take my words back. This is even that's not good. That's definitely not really the kind of price action I'm looking for. I want to see the market climbing back up, and in the way back up, I want to see the market creating structure, get that break of structure, retest, and go in the direction of our 1 hour breakout. Here, we just had one major push to the upside. We would have to wait till the market breaks all the way down here, maybe here, and then we can look for entries, but this never really happens. Again, as long as market structure is respected, we can look for downside movements, right? If you looked here, beautiful 1 hour engulfing, 30-minute evening star, 50-minute time frame, massively rejecting, 5-minute time frame, like you can see, breakout, retest, and then the market went all the way down. So there was some opportunity there, but again, I wouldn't be focused again on that because the market is creating some new price action and new structure moving upwards. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. If you're new to trading and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Let me just say one thing. Focus on highs and lows. The market always moves from highs to lows. Okay. So if you can really spot that, and if you're really good in that, you will see that the direction you're looking for is mostly the right direction. Okay. I'm not gonna say you will always be right. That's never gonna happen. If there's a trader talking to you saying like, yeah, I have a 100% win rate. I do not lose. Please walk away, run as fast as you can, because these people are usually out for your money and not really for your trading skill. Alrighty, let's move on. We have GCAT with the breakout and the retest. We get some rejection here on the 1 hour time frame. Just missed out on my zone here. I was looking at this little zone, but still, price action is the key. What did we see? Rejection on the 1 hour, 30-minute time frame gave us a beautiful engulfing candle. 15-minute time frame also gave us a beautiful evening star. If you do not know these candlestick pattern terms, what I did personally, you don't have to do that, but what I did personally, my wall behind my computer here on my desk was full of candlestick patterns until I knew everything like out of my head. I knew immediately evening star, engulfing candle, shooting star, spinning tops, spinning bottoms, and so on and so forth. So you really like memorize this like it's nothing, like it's an automatic reaction. Okay, so that's what I personally did. You don't have to, but it helps. You can also just learn it. Good. Let's check what happened here with GCAT. If you go 5-minute time frame, you see this is the last push. This is the low, which I would be focused on here. Market breaks below that and then gives us a retest with an opportunity to sell. This was a pretty big stop, if I'm not mistaken. Gotta remember a little bit what I did. This was the reaction point. There we go. How to find exactly the reaction point and so on and so forth. It's not really what I'm going to share right here, right now, but the people who are in the private part of my Discord know exactly how. So this was again a beautiful opportunity, almost a 1-on-5 risk to reward. As you know, I always personally use a 1-on-3. What I do for my take profit 2, or for the partials I keep running, is simply find myself some interesting zones. And look at that. In this move, we had this one right over here that really was my target on that 1-on-5 risk to reward. So that was basically what I was looking for to cash out my next partials, and that beautifully happened. If you're wondering like how do you determine your take profit to, focus on structure. Again, the market moves from what? From highs to lows, okay, and from lows to highs, and so on and so forth. Good. Just send me a message. Send me a private message through Telegram, Instagram, Discord, doesn't really matter, and I will help you out. I will make sure you get in there. Good. So what have we seen here? Market breaks to the downside, comes back to the retest on G-Chef. We have some beautiful rejection, evening star engulfing candles on the 1 hour time frame. 30-minute time frame is also rejecting, giving you the engulfing candles. So do you see the patterns? Do you see how it happens time and time and time again? It's insane. It's insane to me. And that it's working. That was the first thing when I started trading. Like, damn, that's not possible. I just found myself a line, a zone, and the market is reacting on that. And then I had like the moment like, okay, this is something I really need to pay attention at. But good. What have we seen on the 5 minute time frame? Pretty simple. Again, let's focus on the highs and the lows. Lows, high, lows, highs. Oh, what happens here? Breakout of these lows. Retest, market goes down, right? Find yourself a proper entry zone. For the people who follow me a long time know exactly what I'm looking for. This would be it. Oh, let's go. You see, till the top, we have like 9.9 stop. Do I put my stop loss on the top? Absolutely not. I always go for 2 pips extra, or I just round my numbers. Like from 10, if I see like, 10 is too tight, I will go 15. If 15 is too tight, I will go 20. If 20 is too tight, I will go 25. I work with like 5 pips every single time. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm autistic, but that's basically what I'm doing. So what do we see here? Same thing, another 1 on 3 risk to reward. And if you zoom out, guess where the market reacted? I'm not sure if it reacted on this zone, but look at that. Beautiful. Market moves from highs to lows. Always remind yourself that. Market did give us a second retest here, but this was, yeah, already breaking structure. We did take out equal highs, react on supply. So yeah, this was still valid, but I'm just talking about the breakout retest from last week, right? For NZCHF, messed up chart, a little bit the same like we have seen on 80 JPY and Canadian JPY. Market was like consolidating on this resistance zone. If you see this happening, take out partials, take out break evens. Don't play around with that. We have better trades than that just take off immediately and not consolidate for 5 days. Alrighty. NZD not the clearest one, but we got the breakout retest and the market did move in the direction of the breakout. So yeah, if you want it, you had this breakout retest, 1 hour engulfing, 30-minute time frame. Didn't really show something. 15-minute, yeah, small tweezer bottom there. If we go to the 5-minute time frame, not the clearest one, but yeah, it did. For example, moves lower, creates a low, creates a lower high, creates a low, and breakout. All right, so this was a focus point where the market needs to break. It did break, but it never came back for my retest. I wanted to see the market getting back here to then take it higher. Okay, but that didn't happen. Alrighty, we almost covered everything. USD Canadian is simple. We broke out. We didn't have a retest. Simple. We move on. Okay, we delete the price trap and we search for new ones. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. Let me first check what the charts are in the chat box. So the first one, 80 JPY, definitely gonna take an looking at that. Here we got 80 Canadian, which was, yeah, I already reviewed that. So should be clear. I hope so. If you have questions around that, just let me know. Yeah, beautiful. This is just beautiful. Focusing on highs and lows. What do we see? Let's just analyze this. Can I draw on this? Yes, I can. Nice. Market breaks out. So breaks these highs, goes back for the retest. Boom. What do we see? Got breakouts from the lows. Focus on the retest. Boom. And I love to see this. This is such a long time ago. This fib level entry. Oh, amazing. How do I delete this? Oh, okay. Can I just not delete everything? There we go. There we go. Good. Let's move on. For the news, let me first cover this. What have we seen? First of all, we have the European Central Bank President Lagarde is speaking at 9:30. So please be aware from that. Could have some impact here. Same thing for the AUD. What do you mean with 3-day spread? Can you specify what you mean? Like the swap or something, or during spread hour? Yeah, swap. Yeah. Personally, I don't really pay attention to these kind of things. It's not a lot compared to what you're making or what you're losing. So yeah, it's something to consider if you're looking at, for example, if you have major swaps Like for example, if you then go break even, then if it's a negative swap, of course, you can put your break even a little higher, so it's covered. But I don't. It's not that 30% swap on my position. Holy moly, that's a lot. That's big. Don't know what kind of broker you're using, but that's pretty big. Okay, during your challenge, I think then, yeah, that's big. Never had this, but to be honest, I don't hold trades a lot of times for that long. All right, mostly of the time, my take profit one gets hit during the day itself. And if I'm holding, it's usually only 2 days or 3 days maximum that I'm holding trades. Weekends, holding over weekends, I'm not even doing that. All right, I'm more focused lately. In the past, I was really like that patient trader that let the market run and did some crazy things with trend trading. But at this point, I'm more focused on like just taking out a take profit one and max a take profit two. Wednesday to Thursday. Okay. I will check that. I will keep an eye on that. That's to be honest, I've never really heard about it. I'm so long in the industry, but I will check it. I will keep an eye on that. Thanks for sharing, by the way. Good. So let's move on with the news here. What do we see? Pound at 315. I'm not sure if this is going to impact a lot. The YOLTS job openings could impact a lot, but what I'm more focused on today is this here, all right? The very first ADP of the month at 215 and the unemployment claims. This could impact pretty big, but what's the bigger impact is here NFP. We are in NFP, we guys. If you do not know NFP, NFP is one of the biggest news events you have once in a month, all right? Um, this is something you really want to pay attention at, especially for example, you already took some profits during that week. To be honest, I wouldn't be trading during this day, all right? Because basically what happens before midday, the market is waiting and just consolidating, not really doing a lot, and then at 2:30 you see spikes everywhere. That's usually a typical NFP Friday, all right? So there you go. These are the news events I would be paying attention at. I didn't know if I covered this one. CPI is always important. So on the CHF Thursday, we also have that one. So please be aware, pay attention to these kind of events. Let's move on. If you have any price traps, let me know in the chat box. Always here and happy to see your charts and see what kind of structure you're looking for while I'm already starting to make the price trap because right over here is the very first one. 80 CHF. Let's see if we can hold that breakout to the upside and if we can have a proper retest to follow that up move. We shall see. Wait for the right price action. Always. Let me see what kind of zone we can look at. Well, it's looking good. If we could take this low and then go a little lower here, would be nice. I see charts coming in. Love it. This is GA. What's this? 80 NZD. Personally, I'm gonna leave 80 NZD like it is. I'm gonna take 80 JPY like you sent it out in the beginning of the session. This is one of a price trap I really do like. There we go. So keep an eye out. We are almost taking out this low, like I said. Would be nice if we could just go a little below this with some good price action, of course. Yeah, I do get why you trap this, but I personally just don't like this chart. I'd rather move on and then have some more clear price traps than we see right now than trying to force myself in a certain idea or a certain pair. It's not about the quantity and price trap. Remember that. It's always about the quality. Last week, not a lot to be honest. I think Monday, Tuesday, yes. Four or five trades. I'll have to check. What's this? GN, AD, NZD. So AD, NZD, I'm going to skip that one. GA and GN, I'm going to check that in a moment. So CHF, JPY, I do like what I'm seeing here. Yeah, pretty big price trap. Let me move on. Euro CHF. Mm, not the most beautiful price action, but I do like the structure here. We have like this beautiful high and this low. Yeah, beautiful. That's how you should do it, to be honest. If you are consistently, I saw a statistic, I think yesterday or the day before. I saw a whoa, statistic. I almost I was almost a meme here. And it said like if you can consistently make 3%, was it monthly or weekly? I'm not sure. Let's just say weekly. You're already doing a better job than 95% of the traders. So if you can focus on that, like one take profit a week, only one, you're already better than 95% of the market. Of the retail traders, of course. Here we have also some good structure. Since when do you use CHF pairs? Ah, it's already a long time now. I was just backtesting a lot of new things on Pricetrap, and then I saw like, oh, the CHF pairs are creating some good price action here. Started trapping them, and to be honest, I never really stepped back from them. I do like sometimes how the chart is moving. Not always, like you guys know how CHF is. CHF can move so nasty, like you can see here. That's nasty. But sometimes you will have these beautiful structure, like this downtrend here was beautiful that you can use, right? So why should you leave this on the table? For GA, I'm also going to skip this, by the way. I'm just on this chart, but I'm not convinced about it. I don't like the structure here. G Chef, nah, I'm doubting about it. When in doubt, get out. So I'm moving on. GN, I do like this one. Let's see if we can have a proper retest. I do love the activity and energy in the chat this morning. This is my opinion. But also 3% weekly is basically astronomical. If you think you have 56 weeks a year, so that's 150 plus percent. Almost no investor does this. Indeed, indeed. Even that is exactly what you're saying there. That's why I'm doubting. I think it's monthly that they say it was monthly on this statistic. So if you make 3% monthly, you're still better than 95% of the traders, which is still massive, by the way. A lot of people or a lot of big investors, they would go nuts for these numbers. Please, a lot of people are always like, yeah, 20% a week and blah, blah, blah. Usually these are the people who are gambling in the markets and are not consistently profitable. They just have massively ups and massively downs, all right? Yeah, exactly, exactly. Very interesting discussions today. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Remember, everything is always on my YouTube channel. Oh, only have 10 minutes left. Wow, I'm on the wrong Zoom. That's a rookie mistake. But we will be good. I'm almost done here with the price traps. I will check the charts in a moment. What's gold doing? All-time highs. All-time highs. With no structure. It's waiting game. With gold, it's waiting game. At this moment, we are at a price that we have never seen before. So the market can do whatever the market wants to do. Like it always can, of course. That's a mindset you should have in the charts every single day when you're entering the charts. The market can do whatever the market wants to do. Look at that. Beautiful trade. GN. Yes, sir. Love it. Definitely some price action to work with. I'd love to see these flips. Love it. This is GA. Yeah, you can look at it in that way, but this is very long-term move you're looking for. I'm not gonna say it's bad, not gonna say it's not good, but I'm personally not really looking for that. I'm more looking like, look at these price traps. I just love that structure here. And basically the same like GA, right? The only thing is we already created lower lows and lower highs. But with GN, it's just a little different here. we're also back in that zone here. Nah, doubting about it. And if I'm doubting, you guys know it. I step out and I move on to the next ones. And these are some good price traps, some clean structures. Look at that beautiful reaction on 80 JPY. Let me check. Do we have some 5-minute structure? Yes, we have. If we could attack this with a very clear breakout, it needs to be very clear here, really. Then we can watch for a retest and take that one out. Same thing here, by the way. This structure, interesting. Interesting. Let's see. It's only 5 minutes in the hour, so there's a lot to happen on this 1 hour candle. Good, but that will be it for today. I'm gonna leave it for that with the price traps. Let's move on to crypto because I always make sure I have an update for you ready. No, not only the 5 minute. What I do is I mix it. I mix like the 1 hour engulfing, the 30, the 15. If that is like matching, you have a 1 hour engulfing, or just let's just say a 1 hour massive rejection with like a kind of doji, with followed by a 30-minute engulfing and a 15-minute time frame morning star. I'm just saying something, and that 5-minute breakout of structure. Yeah, you know you're good. You know, I'll wait till 80 JPY comes to 69, 67. Yeah, just be patient. It's not because I say right now like this structure here that we are now at this moment looking for movements here. No. Yeah, exactly. That's the zone I also put on. I'm gonna see what this 15-minute and this 30-minute is gonna do. The 50-minute will close, it will confirm like, okay, we are getting strong, but then that 30-minute needs to hold also, and that 1 hour. So you know what I mean? You know what I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying here? Good. Let's move on. Let's just talk about crypto here. I told you guys this low. I was almost 100% sure that this was taken out, and that's also what we have seen. We had a massive reaction, but like you can see, if you go to that lower time frame, the market just reacted on supply and moved lower again. Same thing here. Market reacted on supply and moved lower again, right? I told you I was looking for breakout and retest to the upside, which didn't happen at this point. So we went lower, okay? Nothing too special, nothing to worry about, in my opinion. We are just getting ourselves a retest. If you just move on and you go to that weekly time frame, I think this is clear. We are just breaking and retesting at this point. So let's see what we can do with the structure. At this point, I'm really focused on this high. If this high gets broken, there's a very high chance we do this. If we do not break this and we respect this, we can still find ourselves some lower points where the market could potentially go to. Okay? This is basically the vision I have for Bitcoin at this point. Nothing more to say. Ethereum, exactly the same thing here. I told you last week, we are at supply. Be careful because the chances are very high we would go lower. First of all, weekly. Look at that weekly. What is the weekly doing? Breaking, retesting. Daily time frame. Still breaking, retesting. Reacting beautifully on this demand zone at this point. Now the 4 hour, we can start looking at that downtrend. Lower highs, lower highs. So I want to see a breakout and a retest before I want to see a reversal. Otherwise, we will just keep dropping. And we will see this 3,800, something like that. We will see that passing by, definitely. As long as we keep respecting that downtrending structure on the lower time frames. Because the higher time frames are bullish. Okay? If we then take a look at the dominance, we see that Bitcoin now has a beautiful run to the downside on that Bitcoin dominance, which means that the Ethereum dominance and the dominance of the altcoins in whole is going crazy. Solana Bitcoin, Ethereum Bitcoin, beautiful, all right? We got this breakout. We didn't really have the deep retest as I expected, but we keep moving up, which is a good sign for the altcoins. For Solana, same thing, beautifully breaking and retesting. Cardano, breaking, retesting. These are all doing the same things, right? Hedera, yeah, we went below the lows. That's what I wanted to see. For the people, I didn't know I did not draw this chart out, but this is like my first interest point. And then I want to see the market maybe going this low, all right? And then we shall see how the market will react here. Same thing for Uniswap, breakout and retesting. Ripple, a little bit the same like Hedera. Stellar, same thing. So yeah, that's a little bit the vision. If you know what the Bitcoins are doing, Ethereum, Bitcoin, you probably know what the altcoins and the lower coins are doing. All right. So I'm gonna leave it with this. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I personally really enjoyed the session because there was a lot of questions, a lot of activity and energy in the chat box. Thank you for that. I love that, that we are all learning and growing together. And yeah, we see each other back next week, of course, for another session where I'm reviewing all the price reps like I did today, maybe with some more time because now we have a little bit less price reps and maybe I can go a little bit more detailed and so on and so forth. But yeah, I will be back to review everything. And like I said, um, every single week, I'm doing my crypto overview, my price rep overview. If you just follow them week by week, a lot of times you will see what I'm talking about up front. Like now I'm saying with Bitcoin and Ethereum, this gonna happen, or can happen. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen, can happen. You will see a lot of times. I'm not far away from that. So, and what my personal strategy is, or how I personally look the charts, is with the most basic way you can find. It's simply highs and lows, and every single trader is using it, but it's calling it different. All right. So yeah, for me it's price swaps. For another person, it's smart money concept. For another person, it's this and that. It all has a different name, but basically we're looking at the same things. All right. So yeah, I want to thank you all for being here. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday, and of course a very profitable week. And then we see each other back next week, Wednesday at 8:30 again for a beautiful morning session. I wish you all the best, and we see each other very soon again. Ciao, ciao.